Hi, friends. Hop on over. Today's project is all about our friend the frog. We are making an amphibian project today. Amphibian is one of our science words, as you can see over here on my science node, along with prey. The frog is our predator, and the prey items today, the things being eaten, are these little flies that we're going to make. We also have the science word magnetism and elastic energy. So elastic energy is the same as elastic potential energy. We have potential energy that's waiting to be used and kinetic energy that's in use. Those science words may come up later in the session. But today we're just talking about the elastic energy provided by this rubber band that makes our project work. We've got our predator, which is the frog. We've got the thing it's eating, which is this little fly, its prey item. And we have the word amphibian. Amphibian means to live a double life. So all amphibians, salamanders, toads, and frogs are hatched from eggs in water. They live throughout their larval stage, breathing with gills in water. And then as their lungs develop, they move out onto land. And that's where this frog is going to hunt its prey and find these little flies to eat. So our project is magnetic. That's the reason why it works. I painted a little pink tongue on my amphibian, my little frog today. And that tongue has a magnet on the end of it, and that magnet is going to help us catch our prey items. So as we go through building our project today, there are a couple things that you can do to customize this project. As I said, I used some markers and gave my frog a pink tongue. I also colored the white eyes to make them yellow, and I gave my little frog some eardrums. On a frog, they're called tympanum. It's like the external drum so that they can actually hear each other calling out in the wild. I also put my name on the back of it. It says India's Project. That's a pro tip if you're in class to do with your students. Now, as we build through this project, the first thing that we would like to pass out to our students is this cutout. We want to make sure we get the frog itself cut out, and then all of these little tiny flies as well. The flies do need to be cut pretty close to this blue edge, and that's because we don't want them to be too heavy, or else they won't hang on to the magnet, or the magnet won't attract the paper clip that's going to be on the back of those flies enough. So we are going to cut out our frog while our students have their scissors, cut out these flies, and before you pick the scissors up, you're also going to do the first step of your project, which is to take your rubber band and have the students make one cut to take that circle and stretch it out into one long piece of rubber band that we're going to use to build our project. Another thing that you want to prep ahead of time for this project is cut pieces of masking tape. You want the edges to be cut, not torn, because it's going to help us when we are wrapping those pieces of masking tape around our dowels. And you want to prep pieces of Scotch tape to be able to tape each of these paper clips to the back of our little flies. That Scotch tape is nice and lightweight, and it's really sticky, so it does a great job of helping us attach these paper clips to the back of our flies. Now, in order to build the rest of our frog mechanism, we want to actually go ahead and have our students finish that cutting, and then we want to have them, when we're ready, open their Ziploc bag. I usually use a fun word like, when I say go, on your mark, get set, banana, as you guys have probably done in your PE classes even, to signify when those kids can open their bag and remove some of their goodies. So once they have some things cut out, they can open their bag and take out this dowel rod. You want to find where there's a little line that's drawn on it and figure out which end is the short end of the dowel and which end is the long end of the dowel, and the magnet is attached to the long end. This magnet is already attached for you. The project instructions don't tell you that, but we wanted to make sure we were being nice and safe and keeping all of these magnets already attached to our project. So you're going to start by finding that line and taking that already cut rubber band and laying it against your dowel rod and let it hang down the short length of the dowel. Now, it's really hard for kiddos to take a piece of masking tape and get that rubber band stuck up against the dowel rod. So what I like to do is take the rubber band and stick it to my tape first. And then once the rubber band is stuck to my tape, then I stick the tape to the dowel. And my masking tape is right here at the bottom edge of my tape, is that little line that's drawn on my project. I'm going to wrap this masking tape around my project, get it nice and tight. If it's really lumpy bumpy, it's going to hang on my straw. So I don't want that to be the case. I want it to be nice and smooth. Now, once I've done that, I am actually going to set my long end of my dowel down inside of my straw here. And I want my dowel and my straw to actually, the magnets right here, to be flush with each other. So let this set on a table surface. And then my rubber band is hanging down right here. Now, I don't want to pull on the rubber band. See how my dowel lifts up if I pull on it? I don't want to pull on it as I'm building this project. I just want to take the rubber band and lay it against the straw. And right there, wherever it lands, while the magnet is still touching the table inside of the straw here, that's where I'm going to tape this down. So just take this little edge of my rubber band here, the end of my rubber band, lay it against the straw, don't pull on it, use another piece of masking tape, and just tape that piece of your rubber band down. Now, once all of that is in place, you have your mechanism, and we need to take our frog and line the mouth of our frog, our little predator here, up to the end of our straw. So once we've lined that up, look back here on this side, take 2 prepped pieces of masking tape that you've placed onto the edge of a box lid, walk around like a waitress or a waiter with a tray of goodies, and pass out those prepped pieces of tape to all of your kiddos so that they can put 2 pieces of tape over the straw and onto their frog to attach it to their mechanism. Now, the last thing we need to do is get those pieces of Scotch tape in use to attach all of our paper clips to our little fly, decorate this project, and now we are ready to use it. Now, when we use this project, we may have PK students who are really young, and it might be a little bit hard for them to do this project in class. So what they can do is they can put one hand around the straw and use their other hand or a finger from their other hand to actually push the long tongue of the frog out. And as they push it out, then they can stick this magnet toward the ground and pick up those little flies, right? So they're making their frog eat. And then if they actually slide their finger off of the end of the dowel, once it's already pressed down, and let go, then it's going to launch the fly. And you can try to get those PK students to launch their fly into a little Dixie cup that comes with your project. Now, if you have older students, then you can use this project in the way that the science note actually talks about. And that's to utilize this rubber band and the elastic potential energy. So you're going to pull back on your dowel rod and then let go of it. And as you let go of it, I don't know if you'll be able to see in this area, look for the pink. As you let go, that pink tongue is going to launch out. And as it launches out, that's that lightning speed tongue that a frog actually has. Oh, if it comes out like that, then just tuck it back in to be able to catch those prey items. So that's how this project's designed to be used. Pull back, let the rubber band do the work to launch that tongue out. And as you're doing that, see if you can aim it down at your pile of flies and see if your predatory frog can catch its prey item, that fly. Have fun customizing your projects. Have fun figuring out new ways to use it and to launch those flies once you catch them as well. Move your finger, launch those flies across the classroom, and enjoy hopping right through this awesome little lesson plan.